SUN530.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Mangura. Danelle Confair has the weekend off. The COVID-19 vaccine continues to make its way into the arms of Arizonans, but some distribution sites says that they're a small problem. People are missing their appointments to get their second shot. So what does this mean for your fight against the virus, and what happens to that unused vaccine? News 4 Tucson's Austin Walker joins us live with more on the hotly contested topic and has an answer to these questions. Austin.
Hey Mark, at the University of Arizona state-run pod, there are a couple different things they're doing, but the main one is they're handing out the Pfizer vaccine, which is 2 doses of the shot. But the problem is, people are telling News 4 Tucson some individuals are missing that second dose, which could cause you some problems. Arizona State Health Director Dr. Kara Chris says 1 dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine provides around 50% to 60% of coverage, much less than the full 95% of coverage from both doses. Dr. Chris says people are finding other ways to get their appointments through the pharmacy or somewhere closer to their home, but they're not canceling their appointment here at the state-run pod. Now, this could cause some problems, but regardless, it's not like missing a hair appointment or a checkup. It's all about your health.
We know with the 2 doses that it has a very, very good protection rate against hospitalization and death. And so it could cause some issues with still allowing community transmission of the virus if they're still susceptible. It could also cause us issues if we've got people that are still susceptible and variants in the community. And so that could also cause variants to spread.
Don't forget, if you are over the age of 55 or if you are an essential worker, you can now qualify to get your COVID-19 vaccine. Mark?
Yeah, so Austin, real quick, if that appointment's missed, what happens to that vaccine? Is it still used?
So thankfully, that shot is not just thrown away. They're going to try to reschedule an appointment for somebody else on a waiting list, or they're also going to call the call center and make sure someone else fills that spot. So no vaccine will go unused here at the U of A. We got you covered here live from the U of A. I'm Austin Walker, News 4 Tucson.
All right, great information there. Thank you, Austin. Now to the latest on the coronavirus numbers in our state. New infections have gone up slightly over the last few days. Now, after reporting over 1,000 new cases 2 days in a row, the state reported just 649 new coronavirus cases on Saturday, dipping below 1,000 once again, while also reporting 7 new deaths. If you want more information about the coronavirus and its impact on our state, you can visit our website at KVOA.com/thecoronavirus. Federal health officials are urging states to put the brakes on reopenings as the country tries to beat back the COVID-19 pandemic that has claimed over 535,000 lives. And as the White House deals with a mass influx of minors crossing over the U.S.-Mexico border, the Biden administration is directing FEMA to help with this humanitarian crisis. NBC's Jennifer Johnson has more.
As at least a dozen states roll back COVID-19 restrictions, a warning from the nation's top infectious disease doctor. The country could see a new surge in cases if it lets its guard down.
That's why I get so anxious when I hear pulling back completely on public health measures, like saying no more masks, no nothing like that. I mean, that is a risky business.
Dr. Fauci even urging former President Trump to encourage his reluctant supporters to get vaccinated. Meanwhile, Democrats are blaming the Trump administration for dismantling the system to deal with a massive increase in unaccompanied minors now crossing the Mexico-U.S. border. FEMA agents have been ordered to the border to help.
What the administration has inherited is a broken system at the border, and they are working to correct that in the children's interest.
But many Republicans blame President Biden for rescinding the deal with Mexico to keep the children and say drug cartels are now taking advantage.
And they play the gaps. They find the gaps. They find the places where they can advance their goals, which is basically to make money, and then by moving people into the United States.
The Biden administration says it will try to place minors with U.S. family members or sponsors until their cases are heard. But adults crossing the border are subject to COVID-19 travel restrictions and will be returned to Mexico. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
Yesterday we saw a high temperature at 56 degrees. Today we went ahead and added another 10 more degrees
for that high temperature here in Tucson. And tomorrow is going to be another day where I think that temperature is going to be on the way up. But overall, still below average when it comes to those temperatures. And that's going to be the case, still think for the day tomorrow. But then there's going to be another front moving in shortly after that is going to be impacting our temperatures. And I'll be talking more about that in just a bit. But currently, we do have 64 degrees here. If you look at the background, nice clear skies for us. And that humidity is still there. Now, that's a good thing because we do have another front passing us by as we get into the later part of the day on Monday. If we can hang on to that humidity and if it even goes up a little bit more, rain chances will be better. But at least for the day today, something to watch is going to be those winds coming out of the northwest at 12 miles per hour. We did see some stronger wind gusts out there, Mark, but these will be dying down. I'm going to talk a whole lot more about that rain system that's going to be moving in on Monday and, of course, the temperatures that we're expecting for next week coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Speaking of weather, the road to Mount Lemmon opened back up this morning and with no restrictions. Pima County Sheriff's Department originally said that only vehicles with chains, four-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive could make the trek up to the mountain. But now all vehicles are allowed to make the trip up. But they also advise drivers to be careful of ice after milepost 19. We'll continue to keep you updated on the road's conditions throughout the week. 48 years ago today, former Senator John McCain was freed from a northern Vietnamese prisoner of war camp. McCain spent 5.5 years in that camp with his platoon, even though he was given opportunities to leave earlier. McCain refused in order to stay with his men. Well, a 12-year-old genius has just graduated from high school and been accepted to college. Elena Wicker is set to attend Arizona State University with plans to become a NASA scientist after graduation. As Nyala Charles reports, this is one young girl who really does know how to reach for the stars.
I just had a goal that I wanted to get to.
Ignition, liftoff.
At 12 years old, Elena Wicker is well on her way to achieving her dreams at Arizona State University.
Safely.
The first one on her list, to work for NASA as an engineer.
I always dreamed of being an engineer because throughout my life, I liked building.
Her passion for building started as an infant with Legos.
At 4 years old, she said, "Mommy, I'm going to work for NASA and I'm going to go up there." And she would point to the stars.
I'm kind of a nerd for the NASA-sized Legos.
The prodigy finished high school this year, acing all her homeschool classes quickly.
She just had this gifting for numbers and Legos and science. And so I started nurturing that gift.
Something Elena certainly does not get from her mom.
I don't have a passion for science or math.
When to exceed expectations, this 12-year-old genius will be double majoring in astronomical and planetary science and chemistry. If all goes well, she'll be done with college at 16.
I'll be driving in one of those future space mobiles by the time I graduate college.
And off to NASA that same year.
Her goal is to, by the age of 16, be working for NASA.
So while some of us continue to struggle with math, Elena's goal is to build rovers like the one sent to Mars in the Perseverance mission.
I'm just planning it all as I go.
Proving if you put your mind to it, the stars are truly the limit.
It doesn't matter what your age is or what you're planning to do. Go for it, dream, and then accomplish it.
What an incredible story. Well, gas prices continue to soar, rising 25 cents in the past 3 weeks. The national average price for regular gas now sits at around $2.89 a gallon. According to the Lundberg survey, the price spike is due to higher crude oil prices and refineries that shut down or reduced operations following extreme cold and power outages last month, and surging prices on credits for renewable fuel. The price at the pump has climbed 72 cents, ouch, since November of last year. All right, coming up on News 4 Tucson at 5:30, how a moving letter went viral on LinkedIn. Plus, David Kelly will be breaking down a loaded sports weekend for Arizona, even if they didn't participate in Selection Sunday. Keep it here, News 4 Tucson at 5:30. We'll be right back.